at Malls Gap for the Assess Ireland International Rally of the Lakes, round 4 of the Irish Tarmac Rally Championship. 3 rallies so far this season, 3 different winners, and coming into Killarney, there's only a handful of points to separate the top contenders. Josh Moffat is the championship leader coming into Killarney, but this is one rally he has yet to conquer. Callum Devine is standing in his way, going for an incredible 5 wins in a row, but they're closely followed by David Kelly and Eddie Doherty, so this could be anyone's rally.
Welcome to the 2026 Killarney Rally of the Lakes. The weekend kicks off with the ceremonial start ramp in Killarney Town Centre, and the ceremony remains a fan's favourite, drawing thousands of spectators to the town centre. And first, over the start ramp, the O'Donohues of the Gleneagle Hotel, who've backed the rally since its start back in 1979. They're first over the start ramp in a rather special car.
Patrick, Anya, pleasure to meet you. This car has huge significance for both of you. It's the 1951 Riley. Tell us a little bit about restoring the car and what it means to you.
It was bought in the south of England. My dad and my uncle drove it home from the south of England. I think maybe 1986. It's been in the family since, and subsequently was parked out in the Gleneagle, wasn't it, just inside? So it's familiar to a lot of people. But we love it. It looks cool and it's great. We love it.
And Patrick, you are a huge part of this rally this weekend as part of the Gleneagle Hotel group. Tell us a bit about this.
So we've been supporting the Rally of the Lakes since 1979, since its inception. We've been sponsoring it and supporting it, and I suppose encouraging the team behind it all down through the years to keep it going. It's an important part of Killarney's business, but also its history in motorsport, and we're very proud to be part of it and to continue to support it, and hopefully it'll go on forevermore.
To the competing crews now. Reigning champion Callum Devine and co-driver Noel O'Sullivan lead the entry list as they return to defend their Rally of the Lakes crown with the Skoda Fabia Rally 2 crew winning in Killarney for the past 4 years. They'll have increased incentive to continue their dominance and reclaim the championship lead after an overshoot on the Circuit of Ireland cost them vital points.
We've always had a good run here in Killarney. It's been 4 wins in a row, so if we can make it 5, it'll be pretty special, but we're no illusions. It's going to be a tight battle with all the guys, so we're looking forward to it.
The championship lead has fallen into the hands of Josh Moffat and Andy Hayes after the Circuit of Ireland. They'll be eyeing up their first ever Killarney victory.
What's the plan? Are you going to go in straight away with attack, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, look at the start. I think everybody will probably have a similar mindset. Like it's going to be fairly hot and heavy from the word go, and yeah, I suppose the weather could play a big part in it this weekend too. So here we'll see what happens.
The Toyota Yaris driver has shown strong speed on both asphalt and gravel this year. Irish National Rally champions Eddie Doherty and Tom Murphy sit third in the entry list and fourth in the championship after 3 consecutive podium finishes in their Skoda Fabia. And there was plenty of family encouragement for Doherty at the ceremonial ramp.
The man known as Steady Eddie, are you going to go for consistency this weekend, or are you going to win?
Yeah, I suppose our ambition there now is to get the pace up there now again. We've no choice in the championship. We're 4th at the moment, but look, this is our favourite event of the full year, and really looking forward to going up Malls Gap in the morning.
Circuit of Ireland winners David Kelly and Shane Burke start 4th in their Skoda Fabia. The Donegal drivers' maiden championship victory on the Circuit of Ireland by just a half a second over Josh Moffat has thrown them right into championship contention.
David, big win for you last time out in the championship. What has that done for your confidence?
Yeah, no, look, it was great to get to win the Circuit of Ireland. I suppose it was very tight in the end. Very tight race with the lads. But no, look, it was great to get the win. And I suppose, as you said, it's probably a big boost for our confidence coming this weekend.
Junior World Championship event winners Eamon Kelly and Conor Mohan make a welcome return to the championship in the Toyota Yaris. The Boyle family from Donegal also renew their Irish Tarmac campaigns in Killarney, with Michael, Declan and Matthew all entered in Skoda Fabias.
The Boyle family trio, you're the daddy. What pressure are you going to go easy on them?
Well, if I can finish third behind them, it'll be great. No, listen, we're looking forward to now. The weather's been looking good, so hopefully it'll be like that tomorrow. We missed a couple of rallies there too, so I think we're going to be a wee bit slow. But listen, we'll battle on and see how we get on.
In the modified class, local hero Rob Duggan brings his vast Killarney experience to the event in his Ford Escort Mark II. Duggan starts just ahead of familiar foe Conor Murphy, and the two Mark II aces are expected to set a searing pace at the front of the national class field.
Yeah, a bit of pressure, I suppose, being reigning modified champion here. There's a lot of crews behind us, could take top honours this weekend. So we'll just try and keep our noses clean for the weekend, have a bit of fun, and look, if we come out on top, that's a bonus.
And there's a new initiative this year. It brings World Rally Championship cars back onto the Killarney stages, and you can't get much better than multiple winner, the legendary Austin McHale.
Austin, you are no stranger to this rally, winning it about 40 years ago. Pressure's on today?
Yeah, I would think we had our first win, I think it was 86, which was 40 years ago in the Open Manta. That was the start. I've always been coming to Killarney, really enjoy Killarney, and we're coming down this weekend just to promote the club and get all the spectators up to see the WRCs in the current time and that, you know.
The new class will run on the second day. It's specifically designed for the iconic 2-litre machines from the early to mid-2000s. The opening day of competition featured a blend of legendary tarmac and some lesser-known territory, and the route included a run over the iconic Moll's Gap stage. However, a significant departure for 2026 saw the rally move towards Mill Street for much of the opening day's loop. This includes the use of newer or lesser-used roads in the vicinity.
Conor, this is your 4th year sponsoring Killarney Rally. Tell me how important that is to you.
Yeah, no, we're delighted to be the title sponsor of the Rally of the Lakes for 4 years now, which is fantastic. We're a national company with our headquarters based in Kerry, so it's fantastic to be involved in the Rally of the Lakes. It's one of the kind of best rallies of the year, so no, really delighted to be a part of it.
So we move to the action on the opening 3 stages. The crews had been expecting fine conditions, but it turned out to be a lot wetter up Moll's Gap than they had hoped for. Eddie Doherty was quickest after the opening loop of 3 stages in the Skoda Fabia, despite catching the Yaris of Josh Moffat, who had spun on stage 1. Callum Devine found conditions tricky as it was dry at the bottom of Moll's Gap but wet at the top. Devine, in the drive for 5 in Kerry, led after stage 1, but he lost the lead in stage 2, and after 3 he trailed Doherty by 1.1 second. David Kelly in another Skoda Fabia RS was more cautious in the wet and not sure what tyre to use for the next run of stages. After 3, the gap to Doherty was 20.8 seconds. In 4th, Matthew Boyle and Sion Williams in another of the Skoda Fabias. They were 5.4 seconds behind Kelly after the opening 3 stages.
6 left, short 6 right, 100, long 6 right, continues, tightens to 5 at sign, 80, chicane, right entry, 4 bales, square right, 100, middle over, long crest.
Josh Moffat was looking for his first win in the Kingdom, and having spun on stage 1, he also damaged his Yaris towards the end of Moll's Gap. The Monaghan driver was 5th after 3. He lost 30 seconds on stage 1 and in fact was 13th before moving back up into the top 5 after 3.
Yeah, it's been tough with a massive spin on stage 1, spun the car and fifth gear, like it was fairly high speed and hit the radiator, so we had to sort of limp through the rest of that stage. We got the leak sort of minimised, and yeah, we've been just trying to get through it after that.
I see a bit of sticky stuff on the front. Is it holding?
Yeah, it seems to be holding okay there. So
In sixth after 3, Michael Boyle and Declan Boyle in the Skoda Fabia. Michael said he felt rusty, he wasn't happy with his tyre choice in the opening 2 stages, but he woke up for the 3rd test and had a better run, moving up 2 places to be just 2.5 seconds behind Moffat.
5 right, absolute 6 left over crest, and absolute 5 right, narrow, left on crest, into absolute 5 right, 50, absolute 5 left, 150, line 5 left, small minus, maybe narrow past wall, 50, absolute left on crest, absolute 5 right, and absolute 6 left over crest, into absolute 6 right past Weller, into 5 left, right minus, narrow, 60.
Kevin Eves and Chris Melly in another Skoda Fabia had been going well until the big moment on stage 3 dropped them down the order to 7th, 5.1 seconds off Michael Boyle. Indeed, an altercation with the bail cost Eves time, positional places, and some superficial damage.
Kevin, what happened?
I don't know. I'd say we made a wrong note coming down into like a blind. There was a row of bales at a junction, and I think there was two right-handers, and I marked one into the row of bales, and just we come around a corner a bit faster. Next thing, a row of bales in front of us. But we were lucky enough we got away, but we dropped like 30 seconds or something. So, it's
Declan Boyle, who's the 2014 Irish Tarmac Championship winner, found it slow to get into a rhythm with changeable conditions and lack of seat time. But he's only a second off Eves after 3 runs. 2.7 seconds behind Keelan Grogan and Ayrton Sherlock in the Ford Fiesta. Grogan is a recent graduate from the RC4 class and was holding his own in the Fiesta Rally 2.
Well, what did you think of that this morning?
It was brave, probably not aggressive enough to as the other guys, but nice to be through it all the same.
Starting in the top 5 in the Irish Tarmac Rally Championship standings after an impressive performance on the Circuit of Ireland are Sam Tuzel and Max Freeman. Tuzel, a Channel Islander, was looking to continue his Irish Tarmac development on Killarney's unique stages. He was 0.6 of a second behind Grogan.
Sam, it's your first time doing Killarney Rally.
Yeah, I have to say the stages are very different. Going up Moles Gap for a first time in the seat into Killarney, this has been a baptism of fire. It's been very exciting. There's so many people lining the roads. Like, you just wonder how early they got to where they were going. But the atmosphere, the support, everyone waves, you know, they do this thing over here like Scran or whatever it is. There's so many people, I'm like, what's wrong with his hand? But no, it's nice to see so much support for, you know, a Jerseyman coming to Ireland and Killarney and all these events, because this is my first time here. This is into my 3rd season I've ever been in one of these rally cars. So I feel like I'm doing all right. I'm enjoying it, and Max is doing a good job. It's good to see so many people here.
Leading the modified and national class was the Mark II of Rob Duggan and John McCarthy. They were also 11th overall.
Usually the fastest man over the gap when you went hell for leather.
Yeah, definitely. Very tricky conditions out over the top of their weight, but yeah, we got through it okay. We had hard tyres on, which worked at the start, but not so much near the end. But yeah, we got over it, and pretty good time. We're happy enough. So yeah, delighted.
3 seconds in arrears of Duggan, Ballylicky's Daniel Cronin. Just 3.3 seconds behind Eamon Kelly and Conor Mohan in the Toyota Yaris. First time outs in 3 months for Kelly. It proved a challenging opening loop.
Eamon, how are you getting on?
Terrible, really terrible. No, I've had an awful morning. We're too soft with everything, tyres in the car, and just general lack of confidence after our crash in Galway. So it's nothing's really flowing. But yeah, look, we know there's so much more there, so that's the main thing. We just need to reset and go again.
Next through, in 14th, 10.1 seconds behind, Ryan Loughran and Dale McGettigan in the Ford Fiesta 05. 23.9 seconds behind that pair in 15th, Mark Kelly and Will Atkins in the VW Polo. 16th overall and second in the national class after 3 stages were Conor Murphy and Sean Collins in the Mark II Ford Escort.
Connor second right in behind Rob.
Yeah, not doing too bad so far, lying second. He's a bit up the road yet, but we're trying to hold our own there now and yeah, see how the next 2 goes.
11.3 seconds behind them were Joseph McGonigal and Kieran Geeney in the Citroën C3 Rally 2. Third in the modifieds and in 18th place overall, just 0.3 of a second off McGonigal, Vincent O'Shea and Owen O'Donoghue in the Darien T90 GTR.
Vincent, you happy so far?
Oh, very happy, yeah, all going well. So, yeah, if these clouds stay away now, very happy indeed. A lot happier. Yeah. Thanks, Tom.
There was a great Class 13 battle between Barry Mead and John Michael Kennelly, both in Mark IIs. There was just 1.6 seconds between the pair. There were issues for Dave Slattery as he headed for the service park at the Green Glens Arena in Mill Street. At one time, the venue for the Steve Collins Chris Eubank World Boxing title fight and the Eurovision Song Contest way back in 1993. Having failed to get a song out of his Escort's gearbox, Slattery and his mechanics were trying to orchestrate a changeover before returning to the stages.
Dave, talk to me, what's happening?
Just jumping out of second and third gear, so we can't keep it in gear. Recklessly.
What are you thinking?
We're going to change in the box. And happy days after that.
I won't say more. Paul, you made a long trip over here from America.
Yeah, 3,200 miles, but well worth every bit of it. Killarney Rally is a special rally.
Well, you do a lot in America as well. You do a lot of rallies over there. What's the difference?
First of all, we have no tarmac rallies at all in America, but we probably have the best gravel rallies there is, aside of maybe Finland. The other thing is it's our own, amongst my own people here, so it's great crack altogether. That's what I love about it, the banter.
So, 3 stages down on this year's Killarney Rally of the Lakes. The leader, Eddie Doherty. He's got a 1.1 second lead now from Callum Devine. Third, David Kelly, ahead of Matthew Boyle and Josh Moffat in the top 5.
We're here in Mill Street Equestrian Centre, a place more used to a different kind of horsepower, but today it's all about rallying. And of course, Mill Street is the home place of legend Billy Coleman, who helped put Irish rallying on the motorsport map. So we have plenty more action coming your way with Assess Ireland International Rally of the Lakes.
Welcome back. The Irish Tarmac Rally Championship is in Kerry once again for the Rally of the Lakes, a real jewel in the championship series where the crews are tackling 2 days of world-class stages with 4 crews fighting for the championship points after there were 3 different winners in the first 3 rounds. As we move to the action on stages 4 to 8, the remaining 5 runs on day 1. Eddie Doherty held top spot until stage 5, where Devine reclaimed the position after stage 4 was cancelled when a bail wasn't placed at his designated spot. As he did in 2025, Devine struggled over the stage at Gortnagan, where commitment had to be at the maximum in order to gain time. But by the end of day 1, Devine was in front again and led by 3.5 seconds, and Devine winning both closing stages, holding that overnight advantage. Doherty was the only driver to break the 7-minute barrier on special stage 6 and was duly rewarded with the recovery of the lead, 2.6 seconds ahead of Devine. But he lost that advantage over the remaining 2 stages, but Doherty would have been well pleased with the opening day. Third at the end of day 1, David Kelly in the Skoda Fabia. He was 37.2 seconds off the lead. Matthew Boyle, still the best of the Boyles, despite losing 10 seconds with the spin on stage 6.
At the top for now, but there's two
tough stages left, so looking forward to it. Made a spin there in the last stage, lost about 10 seconds, so I don't know if we're going to gain it back, but we'll try and not lose anymore.
Very little between you now and Eddie.
Yeah, there's very little. I think the Gorton again stage we got the lead back by like maybe 0.1 of a second, and then that last stage as Matthew was saying, it's a bit of damp sections. We lost a bit of time in that, but yeah, it's only a couple of seconds, so it's tight racing.
Josh Moffat's progress was on an upward spiral after his half-a-minute loss on the opening stage, and he slotted into 5th behind the all-Skoda quartet that was completed by Matthew Boyle. Michael Boyle was happier with his tyre choice for the afternoon stages, even managing a second fastest time on one of those stages. Changeable weather made for another cautious run for the Boyle patriarch Declan. The 2014 Irish Tarmac Rally Championship winner, 15.5 seconds off Michael in the Skoda Fabia. Leitrim's Keelan Grogan in the Ford Fiesta was in 8th place. He'd moved up 1 place indeed to be 22.3 seconds off Declan Boyle at the end of the opening 8 stages. Moving up 1 place over the last stage, Eamon Kelly and Conor Mohan into the top 10 in the Toyota Yaris, 2.2 seconds off 8th place now.
Max to the left, 100, flat 1 right in half, go left 80, max 2 right, 80, 2 left minus in half neat, in 2, right tight 2 minus opens half deep, and short 3 left plus.
There was intercom issues which led to a spin on the Gorton Again stage for Kevin Eves and Chris Melly in the Skoda Fabia. Next through, Rob Duggan and John McCarthy in the Ford Escort as they continued to lead in the Mark II in the National or Modified class.
Rob, you're the man to watch today, but you are definitely showing us how it's done.
Yeah, having a good run. Clean enough all morning, just having good fun. The car's going well, John's working well. All the boys in service here have done a massive job, no problems with the car. So yeah, happy out in the lead for now. Hopefully we can keep that, and all looking good so far.
Second at the end of day 1 in the national class, Conor Murphy and Sean Collins in their Mark II. Third in the national class, Barry Mead and Colin Fitzgerald in their Mark II. They were only 8.2 seconds behind Conor Murphy. Could they, over the remaining 6 stages on the final day, push for second place in the class? Fourth in the national class at the end of day 1, Frank and Lauren Kelly in their Mark II, 7.5 seconds off Barry Mead.
1 right, 2 left, 100 to 3 right, it's only 30 sharp, 7 left hook, 3 right, it's only 30 to sharp, 7 left hook, 80 crest and crest into good 2 left, long, good 2 left, long, 16 and unseat key and 4-wheel right entry, unseat key and 4-wheel right entry.
Just behind them, 12.5 seconds in arrears, Rodney Wilson and Cody Michael in their Mark II. Let's have a look at the historic leaderboard now at the end of day 1, and the leaders, John O'Donnell and Paddy Robinson in the BMW M3. 16.6 seconds in arrears, Jason McSweeney and Liam Brennan in their Ford Escort WRC.
Jason, you are driving one of the WRCs from the heyday of rallying. I'd say it's so much fun to drive.
It is, it's fantastic. Especially when there's not many of them rallying. It's lovely to have one then, and even the sound of it and the experience of driving it is fantastic.
Third in historics, Fergus O'Mara and Brian Duggan in another BMW M3, 28.3 seconds behind Jason McSweeney.
Fergus, you have one of the beautiful BMWs in the historics class. It's probably one of my favourite cars, and a lot of spectators and support here today probably think the same.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's spectacular. There's a lot of noise and there's a lot of, you can hear it coming, and the intake is beautiful, and we had a really nice slide into where there was a big spectators, so I think they got some entertainment.
Slotting into fourth, Mark Falvey and James O'Brien in their Ford Escort RS 1600. And in 5th place in historics in a BMW M3 was Adrian Evans and Jordan Jones. Class 20 saw the former national rally champion Clonmel's Roy White back out on the stages again in his MG 2000.
Great to see you back rallying. I know there's been a lot of changes since you were last out in 2020.
Yeah, no, it's great to be back out. I mean, Killarney's my favourite rally of the year. I love being down here. The stages are fantastic. We're still a bit rusty, a bit older, but we're having great fun.
You came up through the Evo days. That's a massive change from what it is today.
It really is. The cars have come on so much. Tyres, suspensions. I watch some of the in-cars and some of the top guys drive, and that really is, it's a couple of levels above where we were. It's incredible to see the speed they're doing.
But you're the OG that we all learn off.
Nobody learned that off me.
Let's have a look now at the RC4 class at the end of day 1. And leaders, PJ McDermott and Johnny Baird in the Peugeot 208 Rally 4. In 2nd place, Mossy Costello and Paddy Heffernan in their Ford Fiesta. Looking now to the RC3 class, and leading Conor O'Brien and Martin Brady in their Ford Fiesta. 2nd, Adrian Quinn and Des Sherlock in a Renault Clio, 16.1 seconds behind O'Brien and Brady. In 3rd place are the RC3 Championship leaders with native navigator and Gail Gore, Elaine Nihei, who uses her local knowledge to call the notes for Richard O'Lone. They were competing in a Ford Fiesta.
I started sitting in with Richard there last year, got on well in the Northern Ireland Championship, so we said we'd give this year's championship a go.
And Richard, well, how is she doing?
Well, you just have to do what you're told, you know, that's the best way that's the best solution for it, you know, so if she says it's a 5, it's a 5, she says it's a 6, it's a 6, so I just do what I'm told, and well, sure, she's generally right most of the time, so.
Well, women usually are. And Elaine, cúpla fugla Queen Rally.
Yeah, well, Tom Rally it's Killarney, Liblianta, Tom Hain, Chinkiad Rally, Yinis, Shady Ugliano Hin, August is Rally, Tom the Stochi Gahuntach, Stochi Iconach or Fud, the Tira Talk, Klugas Collar, and those Mal's Gap, Block Beam, and said, August Tom Tall in the vet, so ik token parts Rally.
The juniors ran all of their 8 stages on the opening day, and this was the result. In 5th place, Catherine Walsh and Ava O'Driscoll in a Honda Civic. In 4th place, it was Dylan Sheehan and Denny O'Riordan in a Honda. In 3rd place, it was Keane Hines and Cathal Fallon, moving up indeed into 3rd place on the final stage. In 2nd place, it was Aaron and Kaylin Reid in a Honda Civic, just over 2 minutes behind the eventual winners, which were Darragh Walsh and Gary Lombard in their Honda Civic. And for those not quite old enough, or perhaps not brave enough to drive a rally car, there's always the virtual option.
Aaron, we're here in IRL Motorsports, and the younger drivers are kind of getting a feel to what the real drivers are experiencing out there today. Tell us a bit about the simulator.
Yeah, so this is a full rally sim we have here today to give the younger generation maybe a look into what the boys are feeling, maybe going up Moss Gap in their brand new Rally 2 cars. So it's as close as we can get to the real thing for them at this age. Like, so it's really good for them to get the feel, and they all come away with smiling. So that's the main thing.
And Aaron, how did you actually get into this?
So I've been go-kart racing for the last maybe 4 or 5 years, and I was looking for a way to get faster myself when I didn't have time to be at the track. So I designed and built my own sim and just built it from there. So now we're providing turnkey simulators all across Ireland and even Europe.
As Killarney continues its commitment to being an autism-friendly town, once again the Access Ireland Rally of the Lakes provided an area of calm and quiet where people could experience the spectacle of rally cars up close and personal, without all the noise and commotion of the stage sections and service areas. So the results after day 1, this is how we stand on the overnight. It is Callum Devine who leads by 3.5 seconds from Eddie Doherty. David Kelly in 3rd, Matthew Boyle and Josh Moffat make up the top 5.
Day one comes to a close here, and what a battle it has been. Callum Devine holds the lead with a 3.5 second lead ahead of Eddie Doherty, who is right on his tail, keeping the pressure on. We have so much more to come tomorrow with Assess Ireland International Rally of the Lakes, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Killarney Rally of the Lakes and day two of the event, which will run over the remaining 6 stages. Overnight, Callum Devine, bidding for a 5 in a row in the Kingdom, held the lead heading into the second day of the Skoda Fabia after a titanic battle with the Fabia of Eddie Doherty, with the lead changing 4 times on the opening 8 stages. Devine's overnight lead a mere 3.5 seconds. As always, full credit must go to the marshals and other volunteers who braved the elements from early morning to late at night to make sure the rally runs smoothly and safely. And one of the longest serving members of the Killarney District Motor Club is Mike Marshall. Tilly caught up with Mike at the ceremonial start in Killarney's town centre on Friday night.
How did the first event come about here in Killarney?
Well, the thing is that I had run the circuit of Kerry, the first circuit of Kerry in 1975, but I realised there were far better stages in the Killarney area. So we moved to Killarney, and from the outset, Morrisford Road, the Glen Eagle, back to financially, and it grew from there.
The stages are always changing. Even this weekend, we changed the stages again, so the drivers think they know this weekend, but they don't know this direction.
Well, you know, the thing is that there are certain stages in Killarney you can't ignore. You can't leave out Malls Gap or stages like that. But there are a few new stages this year that will probably level things up a small bit.
The action on day 2 returns to the traditional heartland of South Kerry, starting once again with Malls Gap and running over Ballochbema and a new extended version of Shannara, which is run twice. In fact, the organisers have introduced a twist on the Shannara stage as the route's been extended by approximately 4 kilometres. Roads that have seen rally action in the past, but never in this specific direction or configuration.
Good morning from Killarney. It is day 2 of the Assess Ireland International Rally of the Lakes. And with 6 more demanding stages ahead of us today, it is a challenge for all of the drivers. Back to you, John.
As the spectators stock up with early morning food and wrapped up well against the unseasonably cool weather, we take a look now at some of the action over the stages 9, 10 and 11. And retaining his lead, Callum Devine in the Skoda Fabia. His tyres went off towards the end of Malls Gap, but he extended his lead to 6.4 seconds with 3 stages remaining. Eddie Doherty said he was lucky to survive a couple of moments on that loop in the Skoda Fabia, but he was still keeping pace with Callum Devine. Could he pull in that 6.4 second gap over the remaining 3 stages?
Eddie, you were very lucky there in that last one. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so we had a massive moment there, probably only 300 or 400 metres into the stage, and then probably halfway through, then we clipped the wheel, and then as well, lucky for it to stay inflated. But lucky enough, we bet the bogey time, so ourselves and Callum got the same time through it. So yeah, I think it's only 4 seconds now going into the last loop. So.
David Kelly thought he punctured when he clipped a stone on Malls Gap in the Skoda Fabia, but he survived with no damage. He was in 3rd place, 53.4 seconds off Callum Devine's lead. Matthew Boyle remained in 4th in his Skoda Fabia. He felt he was on the wrong tyres and he was 14.3 seconds behind David Kelly.
Matthew, you're looking at your on board for the next one, but you had a great morning.
Not bad, yeah, not bad. We kind of made a wrong tyre choice. We went in the softer tyre, which didn't really work in our favour for all the stages, to be fair. We tried to maintain them at the end of the gap, but we lost a bit. But I'm saying that now, I'd probably go out in a harder tyre and be slower, but we'll see how we get on.
Josh Moffat remained in 5th place, another whose tyres went off towards the end of the opener Malls Gap, adding to his woes after spinning on the famous stage on day 1, but he was only 1.4 seconds behind Matthew Boyle. Michael and Declan Boyle remained in 6th place, 14.8 seconds behind Josh Moffat in their Fabia. This Boyle was happy enough with his tyre choice. Declan Boyle, in another Fabia, was 36 seconds behind his son Michael. He felt he could have stiffened his suspension quite a bit, which was done at final service. Eighth place, Eamon Kelly in the Toyota Yaris, 22.6 seconds off Declan Boyle. Kelly happier with his pace so far on day 2.
And short 3 left minus OK. C80, 2 right, goes 2 left, 60 over crest into short 3 left plus, into shortish 3 right plus, goes max left and 2 right into very short 3 left, goes shortish 3 right plus, open the 9, stud 4, and short 4 left plus, neat, 40 up, 4 left plus, opens to OK.
In 9th place and moving into the top 10, Keelan Grogan in the Ford Fiesta, now 20 seconds behind Eamon Kelly.
You're lying in the top 10, Keelan. You're having a great morning.
Yeah, we're still in the top 10. We dropped back a wee bit this morning. We were 8th when we started, but yeah, the pace is really, really quick today, and we're probably just struggling a bit maybe with experience and that. But we'll keep going. We'll try a bit harder now on the next loop and see can we get back.
And the top 10 completed by Kevin Eves and Chris Melly in the Skoda Fabia, 5.2 seconds now behind Keelan Grogan. He opined that he went for too soft a tyre on the opener, but no major dramas for the Donegal driver. Sadly, Ryan Loughran retired after an off on stage 11, which caused mechanical issues in the Skoda Fabia. His day and the weekend was done. Let's have a look at now the WRC class, and leading in the Subaru Impreza, Thomas Fitzmaurice and Fionn Foley.
Okay, Tom, you look very happy to be here. Tell me a little bit about the car.
Yeah, sure, I'm delighted to be here because what a privilege to drive that whip and everything up the gap on a Sunday morning. This is my first Lakes now in 13 years, so I'm kind of returning to for a bit of crack. That's a very famous car in Killarney. It's won it 3 times. Darrow Reardon won twice in the Lakes, I think 2011 and 2012, and Eamon Boland won with it before, so what a treat.
The spectators are definitely drawn to this car. It's very flashy and standing out, so you have a lot of support.
Well, it's done back into the works colours now, so they haven't been seen on the stages, I suppose, in a number of years, and people, miss them, didn't when they haven't seen them for a while. So there's history here. There's history in cars. Great day. It's dry. Killarney's hopping. It's great to drive down the stages and see the crowd. Yes, the car's getting looks, and me, I still have it. And what you laugh at?
Second, Stephen Greeny and Jonathan Folan. There were 12.1 seconds arrears in the Toyota Corolla.
Great to see these cars back, especially on a day like today. Tell me a bit about them.
Yeah, it's great to see them out again after all this time. They're new lease of life back again. There's 4 of us in the class today. So, great to have them back out on the stages.
In third, James McCann and John McCabe in the Subaru Impreza.
This car has won this rally before, but you actually haven't. But tell me a bit about the car first.
Well, this car belonging to Dennis Cronin. I bought it off Dennis Cronin. He won this rally in 2011. So over time we built the car back up, got the car back running again, and then we done a wedding in it last Saturday. The daughter got married to John, who is the co-driver with me, so he's my son-in-law now. And John is a great navigator. I'm depending on him because I haven't a clue myself. You know, I never drove the car before either, so it's first time out in it.
And how are you finding it?
Lovely. It's an incredible thing to drive.
Austin McHale and Brian Murphy had issues with launch control off the starting line, which dropped the Ford Focus pair well down the order, but the day was less about clocking times and more about turning back the clock.
Austin, all I'm hearing is these were the days, and judging by the crowd around you, these were the days.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we definitely enjoyed this rally for a number of years, and we had lots of very good results in it. You know, and we've won it a few times, and that's, you know. So we had a bit of a problem this morning at the start of Balls Gap. We dropped about a minute with a problem with the launch control, but other than that, the car's running fantastic. We'll run over Ballacbeam, and the last stage was cancelled, as you probably know. So, and the weather was good. So, what more can you want?
So let's hear now from various drivers from other classes. Check out how your favourite is doing with 3 stages to go.
You're having electrical problems. Tell me a bit about it.
Yeah, we just did a small misfire in 4th and 5th gear there on Malls Gap, and it wasn't as bad in the next 2, but hopefully we get it sorted for this loop now and have a good run up the gap if it stays dry, and get to the finish, most importantly.
Connor, how's your morning going?
Good morning. No, we're still holding second, and yeah, the weather has picked up, so we're happy enough. We're having a good old cut, to be honest.
Kind of hard to know what tyres to go with. I know the weather's unpredictable.
This morning it was very unpredictable, but I'd say it's bolt on hard zone. Yeah, enjoy the sunshine.
And are you having a good day?
Yes. It is.
Barry, how's your morning going?
Morning's going fantastic. Car is running perfectly. John Moynan and the lads have are running absolutely perfect, and delighted with our new engine with Kevin Gallard. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's going a bit better again, much nicer now today when we have a bit of sun in our back. We all seem to go better. These cars are nicer in the sun.
Plenty of fans supporting you.
Yeah, sure, we're a local crowd. There's 5 crews from Kenmare, so there's a good fan club from Kenmare out cheering everyone on.
Line for 2 right, on 2 left with the bail outside, then braking, middle, big jump over bridge, 60, braking, middle, big jump bridge, 60, 1 right, on open hairpin left over the junction, 1 right, open hairpin left over the junction.
Jeez, you were flying it yesterday. How are you going today?
Started off slow again. As you know, we don't like Malls Gap, it doesn't like us, but we had a good run over it there. Our time's not brilliant, but it's a whole lot better than it was. My plan was to get enough time on some of the lads around us yesterday so we could afford to give them that today, because we knew we were going to give them that. So we give them a wee bit less than we thought, so I'm happy.
So slot 7 left through the bridge with the bail outside. Slot 7 left through the bridge with the bail outside. Slot 7 left, 100. 1 left, 40, turn 7 right with the bail outside. 40, turn 7 right, now watch the bail on the exit, watch the bail on the exit. 40, 2 left, 450. 2 left, 450.
Dave, talk to me really quick.
Well, something with me in there.
Bit of a problem.
40 pounds pressure in the front tyres. I knew she was pushing on in me, like, but yeah, we got around it.
And how's the gearbox holding up?
Oh yeah, 100%. We got the gearbox off Robbie Allen. He brought it all the way down with him there, and he brought the boys to bring it down on Thursday night. To be honest, fair play to Robbie, like, that's sportsmanship.
John, you're leading the historics.
Yeah, we are indeed, yeah. We've extended our lead by another 14 seconds there in that stage, so we have a 30-second gap now, so we'll just try and keep it together and get to the finish.
My morning's been very exciting, actually. It's been great to get out over Malls Gap again. We went 15 seconds quicker than yesterday, obviously second ever go up there. And then these Ballacbeam stages, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm just so happy to be here and really enjoying it. You know, look at the crowds and everyone that's turned up to support this rally. It's great.
And the top 5 leaderboard after the 11th stage and 3 to go. It's Callum Devine now with a 6.4 second lead, still all to play for. David Kelly in 3rd, Matthew Boyle is in 4th, and Josh Moffat remains in 5th, but he's only 1.4 seconds off Matthew Boyle. Join us after the break where we'll be all the class winners and find out who takes the overall prize at this year's Assess Ireland Killarney Rally of the Lakes. Welcome back to the final 3 stages of this year's Rally of the Lakes, with Callum Devine holding a 6.4 second lead from another Skoda at the hands of Kilkenny's Eddie Doherty. Before we look at the battle for overall honours, let's turn our attention now to the various class battle victors. In Class 9, third place, it was another podium finish for rally veteran Noel O'Sullivan Sr. in the Mark II Ford Escort. In second place, Alan Maroney and Gavin O'Grady in their Mark II. But Class 9 victors, Paddy O'Callaghan and Daniel Murphy, in the rear-wheel drive Toyota Starlet, a winning advantage of 1 minute 40.1 seconds. Class 10 victors, it was Frank Hurley and Adrian Phelan in their Escort, a comfortable win by 10.25 seconds. Class 11F was one of the closest battles. It was won by Darren Young and Pa Lawler. Ronan Dorian was just 16.8 seconds behind. Tight fight for the win, and the top four covered by just 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Class 11R was won by Mark Dolphin in the Starlet rear-wheel drive. Class 12 victory, Sean Hickey with Noel Fleming alongside in their Starlet. Class 13, the very competitive Escort class, it was won by Dave Slattery and Dennis Coffey in their Mark II. Big field for Class 14, and in third place, Keane Walsh and Dylan Doohan in the Mark II. Second, Rodney Wilton and Cody Michael in their Mark II, 3.9 seconds off a second place finish. Vincent O'Shea and Owen O'Donoghue held that in the Darien T90. Class 15 saw a dominant win for the Subaru Impreza of Edward Blackwell. In Class 20, Roy White retired after stage 10 in the MG 2000. Leaving the winners, Kieran Hayes and John Cooney from County Tipperary in the Subaru Impreza. Class 22 produced a very tight finish. The winners were Rob Heelan and Keith Jacob in the Fiesta, just 5.4 seconds ahead of Pat Callanan, one of the closest finishes of the rally indeed. Class 24, won by Brian Bulger in the Fiesta Rally 2. Winners of Class 18, Padder and Grace Walsh, father and daughter crew. Class 19 winners, Mark Falvey and James O'Brien. James O'Brien indeed, one-time navigator to the great Andrew Nesbitt. Overall historics in the third place, the local crew, Al Fergus O'Mara and Brian Duggan. Second, Jason McSweeney and Liam Brennan, the core crew, in the Escort World Rally car. And the overall historic winners, John O'Donnell and Paddy Robinson, a fine win for the Donegal crew ahead of their home rally.
John, it was well worth the trip down from Donegal. You led from start to finish.
Did indeed, yeah. We led from start to finish with a very good result, and we're happy with the car in one piece. Paddy done an excellent job, and the whole team, because you can't win it without a team. It's all about team effort. So we look forward now, reset for Donegal, and try and get another victory, a back-to-back in Donegal would be great.
On to Class 25, the World Rally cars. In fourth, James McCann and John McCabe in the Subaru Impreza. Up to third, Austin McHale and Brian Murphy in their Ford Focus. Good battle for the top two. In second place, Stephen Greeny and Jonathan Folan in the Toyota Corolla. They were just 10.2 seconds off the overall winners, who were Thomas Fitzmaurice and Fionn Foley in the Subaru Impreza. In RC3, the winner there, Conor O'Brien in the Fiesta Rally 3. And in RC4, PJ McDermott won in a Peugeot 208 Rally 4. 1 minute and 11 seconds to spare. Before we round up the top overall results, let's take a look at some of the action now from the clubmen and women indeed further down the field at this year's Killarney Rally of the Lakes. Let's have a look at the overall now. Sadly, Conor Murphy and Sean Collins failed to finish in the Ford Escort. They retired with alternator issues on stage 13. 16th overall, John Michael Keneally and Dylan Harrington in the Ford Escort Mark II. Barry Mead and Colin Fitzgerald in the Ford Escort Mark II finished 15th overall. Just ahead in 14th, Joseph McGonigal and Kieran Geeney in the Citroen C3 Rally 2. Sam Tuzel and Max Freeman in the Ford Fiesta took 13th. Mark Kelly and Will Atkins guided their VW Polo into 12th place. Killarney's Rob Duggan and John McCarthy brought their Ford Escort home in 11th overall, a result that also secured them victory in the modified or national category.
Car ran faultlessly. All the boys in service did a great job, and Pirelli Tyres there and all our sponsors, thanks so much for all the support for the weekend and making this happen. So yeah, great weekend.
Into the top 10, and Leitrim's Keelan Grogan and Ayrton Sherlock in the Ford Fiesta Rally 2 finished in the top 10. Just ahead, Kevin Eves and Chris Melliu finished 9th in their Skoda Fabia RS Rally 2. Eamon Kelly and Conor Mohan in the Toyota Yaris claimed 8th, with Declan Boyle and Patrick Walsh taking 7th in their Skoda. Michael and Declan Boyle led the charge to 6th overall, finishing just under 20 seconds clear of their nearest challengers. The Skoda of the Donegal Welsh pairing of Matthew Boyle and Cian Williams finished in 5th place. And 5th for long stretches of the event was Monaghan's Josh Moffat and Wexford co-driver Andy Hayes, but they snatched 4th place on the final stage in the Toyota Yaris, edging out Matthew Boyle and picking up extra championship points. Donegal's David Kelly and Killarney co-driver Shane Buckley secured a solid 3rd place, finishing just over a minute behind the leading duo after a consistent performance throughout in their Skoda Fabia RS Rally 2. 2nd place went to Kilkenny's Eddie Doherty and Limerick co-driver Tom Murphy, who pushed hard all weekend in the Skoda Fabia. They kept the pressure on at every turn and reduced the gap at key stages, particularly on Ballacklima, but ultimately they fell short. As it was Derry's Callum Devine and his Killarney co-driver Noel O'Sullivan who ultimately came out top, delivering a stunning performance to win the rally by 13.2 seconds and secure a record-equaling 5th consecutive victory in Killarney. Devine's pace on the iconic Malls Gap stages proved decisive, particularly on the 2nd day where he set his best ever time to extend his lead. He capped it all off by winning the final 2 stages to seal a famous win, matching the legendary Bertie Fisher's 5-in-a-row achievement from 1994.
Lads, congratulations to an amazing 5 years in a row.
Yeah, it's pretty special. I think the last time that was done, I wasn't born yet, so yeah, to do it, and as I say, with a Killarney man beside me, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, look, I guess I grew up around here, so it's pretty special. To win your local international rally is a big deal, but to do it 5, it's hard to put it into words. But I guess Callum will have to come back next year and see can he do 6.
Eddie, what a battle we've had all weekend here between yourself and Callum.
Yeah, no, look, we kept the pressure on as best as we could. I think Malls Gap was the ultimate decider of the whole thing. So, look, we might be going back up there like tomorrow, like to rewrite our notes and go again like for next year. But look, we'll see. We'll have a few points here like tonight and enjoy the night.
David, a very strong result. Are you happy with it?
Yeah, no, look, over the moon with the result. That was kind of the aim this weekend, was to build our pace in the dry. We were thereabouts all weekend, so not really happy with the result.
To the victor of the spoils, but congratulations must go as well to Clerk of the Course Tim Clifford, whose first stint at the helm of the Killarney and District Motor Club's flagship event proved to be a great success.
I want to thank all the help from all the outside clubs. I also want to thank our sponsors, the Glen Eagles Hotel, Assess Ireland, for everything, and Elite and BG Motors, So I think the general feedback was very good, and roll on next year.
So the overall then, at the end of 2 days of hard rallying in the SS Ireland Rally of the Lakes, round 4 of the Irish Tarmac Rally Championship, the winner, Callum Devine, ahead of Eddie Doherty, David Kelly, Josh Moffat up to 4th, and Matthew Boyle finished in 5th.
What a weekend it's been here at the Assess Ireland International Rally of the Lakes. It was a superb weekend of rally action. From me, Tilly Dawson-Stanley, and on the Limit Sports, thanks for watching.